the clothing that she essentially alluded to. Well, no, she said right straight up. In
Strips of
terms
it.
of, say again.
Strips of it.
Strips of clothing. Is unbecoming. Who wants that? No man wants that. No man wants to see that on his woman specifically, especially on his woman in public.
Yeah, his woman.
Yeah, because if he want to see it on a woman in public, that ain't his woman for sure.
Yeah, not his woman, exactly.
And he's most likely looking at her for one specific thing. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Does the clothing point? Is that an umbrella point to the bigger problem? Like, is clothing that much of an issue?
Hell yeah, hell
yes.
Go ahead. Why,
brother? Read, brother. Read. It's in the scriptures. Stop playing.
I know. I'm asking a question. I'm just so y'all can expound on it.
Because clothing is the first thing that people. It's how you present yourself. The world sees you based on what you look like. So a man is going to take that into consideration when vetting a potential wife. How are you going to present to the world? I mean, how are you going to represent me in the way you present to the world? It also speaks to self-respect. How do you feel about yourself? And your awareness of the potential dangers that exist in this world. How prudent are you walking around? And why are you advertising goods to customers that, you know what I mean? Like, when does that stop? When do you become off the market? All of those things.
Okay, so I can't find it. I need to find it so quickly, but I can't find it. Now, is this just a one-off right here? This can't work for everybody, huh?
You know this can't work for everybody.
No, that can't work for everybody, but more importantly, that can't work everywhere. Even for her, if we're out, if she were my wife, you're not wearing this out of the house.
But
you look fantastic in it.
But listen, but not my bad, Aaron. Go ahead. I didn't want to cut you
off. No. I was what you said.
So listen, what I'm talking about. This is what the ideal wife for women has transformed into. The super simp husband that supports his wife in doing the most disrespectful shit, right? And if you're not on the Russell Wilson husband program, you're insecure. And because he got a bag, right, and he rich and he's successful, he's right. You a po ass nigga, right? You're not a motherfucking, Super Bowl winning franchise quarterback. You know what I mean? You're not a world-class athlete, nigga. How dare you? So if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for you. And women love applying the fucking exception as the rule when it lets them do whatever the fuck they want to do, Hamp. She a baby mama. You're not good enough. You're not too good for a baby mama. Russell Wilson married a baby mama. So who is you, nigga? Black women love doing this shit, bro.
Why is the insecure thing thrown out there?
Because it's emasculating and it's the easiest thing to say. It's an emasculating point, and it's a what do they call it? It's a negative you can't prove, right? So a person can call you insecure all the time. Hamp, can you ever really prove it? I can say it all day, but that's not something I can prove. There's not a motherfucking insecurity test, blood test, or you know what I'm saying, or piss test I can take. And then the thing about it too, like you said, what women love to do, the sisterhood shit comes in, the hive effect. Women love to rally behind any black woman that's out here promoting the bullshit. Oh yeah, these niggas soft, these niggas broke, these niggas dusty, musty, crusty, all this other shit, right? So that's all it takes is one to say it, and everybody's gonna jump behind them if they benefit.
And it's more layered than just hurling an insult. I think it is doubly effective. It's an insult that also validates their position as above you, like it secures their. It's a loaded insult. By saying a man is insecure, that puts him it's insulting him, but it puts her in a spot It levels her up like you're something to intimidate.
Hmm.
Which is crazy that I'm soft for being intimidated and you're a better woman because you can intimidate, which is what's happening.
That don't even make sense.
It doesn't. But that's how that weapon is wielded. You soft ass nigga intimidated by me, a woman. I'm a boss babe. I intimidate niggas. Not only does it not make sense, is it self-contradictory, but it's far from the truth. That's the funny part.
Yeah, when I look at the clothing aspect, right, I think it does speak to character to an extent, right? You know, like I look at Sierra's photos, you know. So she was young, you know, she had some like kind of like silhouettes, right? She kind of like grabbing her breasts and all that, right? You know? And now once life starts to kind of transition, right? Behavior transitions, you know? I think the stars get done a slight disservice because they're living on the internet. You see what I'm saying? So like a chick that we would meet, she may not be super duper popularized. You know what I mean? So she could have pictures that, you know, whatever. But then once your prescriptions change, you change your behavior. Does that make sense?
Maybe once your vocations change, because these people are stars and that's what they're paid to do is present this image. But once their vocations from that.
No, what I'm saying is when we see like Sierra with some of her old, like the Goodies album cover, right? She's like naked essentially, but she's like, it's her side of her body, right? But she's what, 23, 24, right? Getting into the business, etc.
Age, okay.
Yeah, and now, so now she gets older, she becomes a mom, she becomes a wife. We understand that you did that when you was 24, right?
Yeah.
Trying to get in the game, right? You got bathing suit pictures, you got shit on the internet, whatever. But once shit start to change, your modus operandi changes. You see what I'm saying? Just to be fair to the microcosm.
Yeah, but I think it's fair. I think it's fair because we've seen more people transition and mature than stay the same.
Yeah. And so what I'm saying is I'm not trying to knock her head off if she has some old shit out there. You see what I'm saying? But now once your life changes, you change.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You don't start posting that shit no more. But I ain't trying to hold you. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna look at it and be like, you was wilding, but it is what it is. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you said, if you now if it doesn't change, now you have to wonder what's the cause of this and why do you again? You're already rich. You're already famous. You're already successful. You already have the attention. You're married. You got the goal. So why would you show your husband's treasure off to the world repeatedly?
Yeah. In fact, you should actually have graduated from that into a higher echelon.
Because
that kind of thing isn't required.
Because bro, I don't give a damn what Russell's saying, right? What his prescriptions, based on him being, I think he's a Christian, right?
Yeah,
we can go with that.
So even though they don't understand the context, I know he knows adorn yourself in modest apparel, right?
Yep.
So he knows these things and he grew up in these constructs.
Mm-hmm.
So quite literally, there's no way he's okay with that shit based on his prescriptions. You feel me? Even if he understands that's the business, right? It don't have to be the business, you know? And I think that he allows a lot of leeway, and I'm not exactly sure why. We don't know the dynamics, you know? I think that when you combine with it, when you join with a man, right, you become his husband, you become his wife, or even a girlfriend, right? How do you protect that man? Because you got to protect men from themselves
by getting dressed.
But that's what I'm saying, though, right? How do you protect that man from foolishness? What's the mantra, Mr. Fantastic? Is anybody fighting anymore?
Who?
Anybody?
Fight.
Bang bang.
Nah, hell nah. Keep your pistol. Fight.
Niggas is wild disrespectful, right? Because see, here's the thing, right? They got to take this walk now. So if men are super disrespectful out here, if it ain't nobody shooting, or excuse me, ain't nobody fighting, right? what do you do in that instance? What can you potentially put your man in?
Exactly. That's what you're saying.
A
Him. You're
casket.
bringing up a great point. You're putting him in the ultimate level of danger because now you're, and that's the importance of clothing. And but
No,
him,
I got you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My bad. Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. But because like, right, because it's us three, right? And while it's us three, we interact with the chat, right? We kind of bounce back and forth, pause, right?
Mhm.
And it's said that black men are disrespectful. It's said that black men are violent, right? All the time, right?
Mhm.
And
If
insecure.
you got a man if you got a man and you know that,
Yeah.
because
Why
those
would you?
things still hold true,
Exactly.
then how do you protect that man?
Exactly. They don't care. They don't give a fuck, Hemp.
You
They
gotta
want you,
care,
you
bro.
gotta prove. What was that? What was that? Coming to America. I gotta prove my love. They want you to prove your love, Hemp. They want you to crash out. They want you. They want you to, you know what I mean, catch a body over them, or lose your life so they can say, hey, you know, niggas done died over this little pussy, right? Somebody died over this nigga. You get me?
But you got to
So,
remember, go back to they want us to be nice to them, but mean to the world. What better way to prove that than to actually be nice and be mean to the world? They want to feel protected, not for safety. They want to feel protected to do what they want. They want to maneuver how they want to maneuver.
Hmm.
They want their whim to be protected.
That's correct. Like, if you got a man and you know his modus operandi, and you're willing to do things that potentially put him in jeopardy, right? Because he gonna have a particular response, and you do it anyway, you a piece of shit of a woman.
yeah, there's a lot of them, Hemp. I ain't gonna say most, but it's a substantial number. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I don't think. Well, I think that's what people are coming to realize. Again, this is why I say the black man's experience with women is like no other man's on the planet. All this women is women shit. I don't get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear it. The numbers say otherwise. Okay, the numbers say otherwise.
Hmm.
So when you have that dynamic that is unique to us and nobody else. Like you said, you're already seen as weak ass nigga, lame ass nigga, broke ass nigga. You know, all these negatives and don't want. You have to prove yourself as a black man, Hemp, even above proven. So no matter your resume up front, now my nigga, you got to take the next level. You got to fucking specialize that for me, what I want, what I need. I don't give a fuck if you know doctor, lawyer, you got bread, you tall, you handsome, you smart, you whatever, nigga. All right, cool. But I need you to do this too. I need you to do some proven shit for me to fucking accept you. And again, bro, I'm telling you, it's ridiculous.
Well, that's really what it is. It's not that they're asking for the next level thing. It's just that they're, like you said, looking at the resume because they want an employee. And we're talking about a specific type of woman, right? We're not talking about all black, all of them mean all, but they want an employee. They want to be taken care of. They, you know what I mean? Like you said, they want everything on their program when they want it. And when it doesn't go that way, that's when they start hurling things like you gay, insecure, broke. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they don't want the 50-50 conversation. Is not even a conversation they're willing to have because I'm a boss, babe, and everybody works for me, and your money's my money. My money's my money. And I want to be able to dress how I want to dress. You should be tough enough to fight and shoot anybody that has a problem with it because I do this for me anyway. I don't do it for you or for anybody else.
This what I mean, though, right? Look, like shout out to Crimson, right? This is what we talking about. I'm fucking trying to make it seem like it's some other shit, right? This literally what it is, right? Babe, how was your night? How was brunch? Right? Does she come home automatically say, "Oh, I turned this nigga away and he called me a bitch"? She probably like, it's fine. Brunch was great, babe. Right? If she know you enough.
Yeah.
And I just gave an example, right? I'm not saying Crim's saying that, but this is what we talking about. Because that's how things actually function.
Well, no, I think like you said, but that, you know what, Hemp, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
every man is different, right? Some niggas is
Yeah.
jealous niggas. Some niggas is super strict. Some niggas is liberal. Some niggas is even, right? Some niggas don't care. You know what I mean? Some niggas are Russell Wilson and Kanye West. Other men are fucking, whoever else, right? When you go out the house, baby, no shoulders, elbows, or ankles. You feel me? Every man is different, but like I said, at the very least, there's a borderline social acceptance of clearly too far, right? Of being modest and then showing your ass, literally.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So,
People know. People know when the line is crossed.
Exactly. And and like I said, even certain things for certain women with certain body types, baby, if you got all them titties in that ass, things gonna fit a little different on you, right?
Yeah,
It's gonna be a little harder.
Really...
Yeah, it's gonna be a little harder for you to be modest than a woman that's not as blessed with the curvature, right? But what again, man, this chat, I'm really loving the chat today, Hamp, because women are proving everything we're saying, man.
It's
women
not good. But the thing about it,
hoes, Hamp. They want to be hoes.
But that's not good. That's not good, right? Because so on this part of the conversation, right? There's nothing being said that's like this particular part, right? About the clothing and how you don yourself when connected to a man. There's nothing being said that's chauvinistic, right? Misogynistic. It's not trying to stifle them. We literally articulating the things that happen that they also agree happen about behavior of men, right? So to stay consistent, if you know that, what's your next response? But the brothers keep saying they know, they just don't care.
Yeah, they don't.
I think Crimson said this, and I think this is her terminology, right? Essentially. So, right, like, is it just that? Like, depending on what she's classified as, her response gonna be as such. Azika bin Israel, oh, wrong one. With the 10 ball, he says, hit the like button, damn it. Yeah, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. But now here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. And if y'all gonna take this walk. If not, then be obtuse, right? If the men that women are dealing with feel disregarded, and I'm saying feel, what's the next response from the ladies?
Did you gay?
Yeah.
You gay or you insecure? Hey, that's the next response.
No, those are the only two responses. That's what's left.
You gay, you insecure,
or you insecure.
Yeah. Pick insult here.
But it's like this though. You got these brothers, they ain't insecure nowhere else. They make waves and all that. And then he tell you, hey, I have a preference for how you present yourself in the earth. Now he insecure, but he ain't insecure about nothing else.
Yeah. Or what, you gay? You trying to dress me? You trying to play, dress up?
Yep.
But yeah, insecure. I mean, millionaire men, billionaire men can be insecure.
Yeah, like you said, sign language, man. You have to question anything that a man does that's going to impede her from doing what she wants to do. If you are a man that's trying to set boundaries and say, hey man, listen, if you're gonna be my woman, I'm gonna be whatever, I'm not comfortable with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not cool with, whatever it may be, so on and so forth. And instead of, like you saying, and because of submissiveness is almost like completely, totally gone. All right, baby, I understand that. I'll make the adjustments necessary. And what, nigga, what you mean? Why is you worried about this and that? And you think somebody gonna this and I'm not doing that. I'm not. And it's like, you know what, baby, you got it. Don't even worry about it. And that's another thing, Hamp, too. I think a lot of the times, Hamp, like, especially like we say, most situations start out right on some casual shit or whatever, and it turns into a relationship. Most men tell that woman or hint to the woman about what he like and don't like, and she don't make the motherfucking adjustment. So he just moved the fuck on. Now he a piece of shit because, hey, baby, I told you either directly or indirectly. And a lot of times it's directly. I won't say a lot of times. Well, no, I will say, I'm about to say 50% of the time, Hamp, when a dude starts trying to take a woman serious, he lets her know, hey, this is how I run my ship. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. so on and so forth, la la la. What we, you know what I'm saying, what we gonna do, and we progress from there. You feel me? But again, she's so used to her ways, and I don't need no nigga, and I got my own money, and I can this and I can that, and it's just this battle, man. Then when a nigga say, hey, well, you know what, little baby, hey, no harm, no harm, no foul. I enjoyed the time we had, and I can just move on because I'm not, you know what I'm saying, we're not in the same space. And then they say a nigga wasting her time.
So what you think? Like, what about what happens to their mindset, right? So I'm just trying to assess it holistically. When we give attention to the ones that are dressed scantily clad.
Oh, it puts it. It's an illusion that distorts their mindset. They misread that. Because attention, I believe, is the number one currency, no matter what that attention looks like. So if attention is paid to a certain population, then it is immediately looked at as, you know, that they're valuable, or that you got to emulate what they're doing to get the currency you're looking for. When in reality, all money ain't good money.
Your mic went out?
No.
Yeah, I don't. But that's what I'm saying, though, right? It's being
confusing.
it's being misconstrued overwhelmingly, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, ladies, y'all genuinely got to understand, man. Nigga, they put a vagina on a lamppost outside my house. Niggas been out there all week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all tying a lot of value to sex. Those is what those women are being looked at as. But then they'll turn around and say, nope, the hoes getting married.
I mean, this dude's out here with goats and lambs. I mean, it's farm animals that have a box on them, and dudes are going after it.